Hey everybody, it's Jamie and thanks for tuning into this channel. It's been a minute since I shared any content on my YouTube channel because I have completely changed my life. And what started as a vision for my life that I got earlier in the summer in the US, my first summer, was so big and so just expansive that I really kept it to myself, especially because I didn't want anybody else's energy to impact that or get in the way of what I was doing. And believe me, as I was working towards this life, as I'm filming here from Australia now, Western Australia to be exact, I wasn't even sure what I was going to share anymore, what I was going to do with this channel. Yeah, I'm winging it here in life and on this channel. And I've learned so much. I touched down in Australia on November 1st, and there was so much involved in getting to this place, in letting go of things and places and car and all of it to pursue my lifetime dream of traveling the world. And I started with Australia because intuitively I just got guided to it. I was reading a book called Total Reset that was written in conjunction with Greg Campbell and an Aboriginal elder up in the Kimberley region known as Lulu. And I was listening to that book while I was working at a grocery store and would listen to it in the evenings. And there was one night I was listening to a particular chapter, and I actually listened to that chapter twice that night because there was so much powerful information in that for me, and it led me to know that I was meant to come back to Australia, specifically to get myself back to Western Australia up north, and also to visit my friends that are here, because the friends that I have in Australia have been just I can't even fully put it into words. They've just been there for me in such big ways over the years, and get me at a deeper level, and that feels good, so I felt to really surround myself with people who understand me, understand the path I'm on, and are walking that path themselves and have awareness of themselves. So yeah, here I am. I'm in Western Australia. And I mean, it's almost going to be a month now that I've been here in Australia, and I've got to visit a friend over in New South Wales in the Sydney area. We got to hike around and do a lot of fun things, and it was just more about being with him and getting to make memories and experience just everyday life. And so that was really awesome. And I just got done visiting another friend over in Margaret River, which was a really beautiful experience in its own way. And and now I'm heading up north, farther up north. So I'm stopping to take a free diving course, and it's something I've been wanting to do for years, and so I'm making that happen. I'm working on the online part today, and my course starts tomorrow. So yeah, the reason why I felt to make this video though is because I've just learned so much about myself in this 20 whatever days it is now. And it's really interesting because leading up to this leap of faith, following my intuition and just trusting that all the pieces were going to line up, and they did to get me here. Obviously I'm here, but so many doubts came up, so many insecurities came up, and with the way I operate, I was just shedding things, using holographic kinetics, just shedding as things were coming up, and it really helped give me a clearer vision and give me more confidence in what I'm doing. But even other things have come up while I've been here on my journey, because healing, inner work, self-awareness is not a linear journey. And if you're on that path, which I assume you are if you're here, then you know that already, that we just spiral deeper into ourselves and become more and more aware of ourselves. But also the crazy fact that none of this physical reality is actually truly real, and that's where I'm at right now. And so it's like hard to know what to even share, because my intent is to just have this be impactful, to have you remember who you are, what you came here to do, that you're a powerful spirit having this human experience, and therefore you have the potential to change or create anything you want. That's my number one intention of even starting this channel and putting these videos out. But I'm so far from where I was in all ways that backing up is a little tricky, but I'll just say I've learned to live very in the moment, and honestly, being on this path has just kind of pushed me into that naturally. Also, I've lived a lot of life where I worked against my spirit, where I wasn't living in alignment with my spirit, where I realize now that I was ignoring its little nudges through my intuition and what it was like telling me to do, and doing other things, and then basically taking the long, harder road because of that. So the way I'm choosing to live now is to just completely trust my spirit and to follow its guidance no matter what. And there were times where, you know, I thought I was gonna have a little bit longer where I was living before making this leap, and spirit made it very clear that I needed to do it when I did it, which was the end of October. So, you know, as I was guided, I just did things. You know, I quit the job as I felt guided. I bought plane tickets as I felt guided. I did the things I felt that I wanted to do, that my spirit was guiding me to do, and I continue to live that way. And a few things that I've noticed with myself as I've been taking these steps, as I've been living this new way, is that I can't live in the future. So it's when I say I can't, I don't mean like I couldn't get wrapped up in a future, but it doesn't feel good anymore. It only feels good to be right here, right now, in this moment, this day, right here, and that's it. And I'm noticing that when people try to jump ahead, because I visited a few friends here, it was like when one was like, oh, you're gonna be here in a week, like it didn't feel good to even think about it that way. Like, I think it's just, you know, yeah, our spirit lives in the moment. Spirit lives now. That's all that really exists, right? Time doesn't even exist as we know it. This reality isn't even real as we know it. And so when you start digging deeper and you realize these things, like living anywhere but now just feels off. Like it just doesn't feel good in my body. And yeah, another thing I'm noticing is just, you know, what you get when you peel away all the things that you think you have to do, the job, the obligations, I don't know, just like anything that where it's like you're in a schedule. It's really interesting, like where you land, or to see where you land. Because what do you do when you don't have to do anything? And for me, it's been a mix of things, and it's just sort of balanced out along the way. I ended up buying more art supplies. I didn't bring them because I was like all concerned about the weight limit, and I ended up only bringing like a 32-liter backpack. And so I felt like I didn't have the room, and more importantly the weight, because the airline I was flying with has really strict guidelines for carry-on weight. So I left art supplies at home. I left a few things at home that really I needed, but whatever, you know. But yeah, so I did that right away, and find that for me to recharge, I've got to have time to myself. And staying with other people has been interesting because, you know, I don't ever get to see them. And honestly, for me, being there was more about hanging out with them, and I got some good quality time in with them. It wasn't so much about like, oh, I want to see and do every little thing in this area. So yeah, like I feel like it was a balance of doing fun things and also resting and recharging on my own, and creating art, because I just, yeah, the art wants to come out no matter what I'm doing, where I'm at. And so that's been huge for me over the last 2 years of just living with a lot of solitude and living in a lot of time where I just had so much creative like impulses and ideas, and I just started following all of them. So that's been really beautiful too. Like art really grounds me, and just it's like everything I see is art in a way, like especially when I'm in nature, trees, plants, like flowers and animals, and it's all making me want to draw and paint. And yeah, but yeah, it's been an interesting thing, feeling into like where I feel to be, like what I feel to do and yeah, what I feel to do in any given moment, given that I don't have to do anything. It's been interesting. And I've come upon like more limitations and like things that I've then looked at in session, and it's been really, really interesting, like becoming aware of blind spots on this journey too, because once I became really aware of the kind of life that I want to live, the issues that came up to look at were so much deeper than I'd really ever allowed myself to go, and they were sometimes total blind spots, like things that I wasn't aware of at all. Like I wasn't aware that they were impacting me, and yeah, like it's been helping me, having that clear vision has been really helping me to get more clear in myself and more aligned and tuned into my own spirit, and then just following my intuition. And you know, sometimes that doesn't line up with what other people want from me, and that's been interesting too, because there are times where I just need rest and solitude, and you know, I've taken it for myself, and I don't know that that's always been super well received, but I feel good about operating the way me and my body feels to in any given moment, especially as I'm shedding things, you know, as I'm shedding these limitations. Like I felt to get a massage recently, and that was so good, and it just felt like a reset. And you know, I set the intention that it was a reset, that it helped just clear any old energy from my body and my tissues and my cells, to help just push me along my path, like propel me more along my path, and just get me more in tune with my own spirit. So had a really beautiful, beautiful conversation with Greg Campbell, who is kind of the co-author of the book Total Reset, because he did it in conjunction with Lulu and the Gulera-Baloo people in the Kimberley region of Western Australia. And so that was like an amazing heart to heart. And yeah, I got messages with that conversation that really helped strengthen my resolve to be living this life that I'm living right now. It just really confirmed what I already know, to like follow my inner knowing, follow my own spirit at no matter what, like no matter what. And that's what I've had to do this whole time to even get to Australia, is knowing that I had to follow this no matter what, even when it seemed crazy to my mind, even when I had no idea how the pieces were going to line up. This isn't something that I saved years to do. This is something that I felt to do, and I did it. So really, really a huge trust experiment with my own spirit, and just allowing it to work through me to get me what I want. And you know, that's the only way I want to live now, is just in alignment with my own spirit, just being guided by it, and just listening to my own body and listening to my intuition for every single thing that I do. And sometimes that looks like sleeping in, sometimes that looks like going in nature, sometimes that looks like not going in nature, sometimes that looks like drawing or painting, sometimes that looks like beautiful conversations that have so much depth and meaning, sometimes that looks like laughing, sometimes that looks like going and having random conversations in shops with people I just met, sometimes that looks like gaining new friends while out doing other adventures and having them join us and hike along for the day. It's been really, really beautiful, and I've had new friends added to my life where it just felt like instant connection. And where I was living before in Pittsburgh, I just wasn't really getting that very much. Like I had a few people that, you know, especially in the end, I felt closer to, and we spent time together, but it's overall like I wasn't having as much depth to my connections there as I even had in my second day here. My second day here, I got introduced to a couple of people that I just loved them right away, and them combined with the friends I was already visiting, it was just been a really beautiful, beautiful experience so far. So I love that, like just letting the wind blow me wherever it's going to blow me, and just follow my intuition to talk to people or go places. And I'm really excited for the rest of this journey because it's all just blind, basically, winging it from here on out. And I'm really excited to be doing that. I'm really excited to just be in my own energy, in my own game, and just creating as I go and letting my spirit surprise me in the best possible ways, in ways that I can't even imagine yet. So if you're still here, I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. And yeah, we'll see what I end up posting along the way. But yeah, what would you be like? What would you do with your time if you didn't have to go to somewhere like a job, or, you know, if your time wasn't so managed by something else or other people? It's an interesting question, and honestly, I don't know if it can be answered until you actually have that going on. I know for me, it wasn't something I was really contemplating. I was already doing a lot of things that I really like to do, but even just like normal everyday things now, it's like, oh yeah, food. Like, you know, it's like, am I gonna eat out? Am I gonna like get stuff to make? Am I gonna, you know, yeah. What do I feel? What do I feel to do? Where do I feel to go? What shop am I gonna go to? Because everything is absolutely brand new. Like, yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a beautiful day.